Yo and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector. This is the aftermath of Philly video that I'm going to do and talk about some things. Got back late yesterday afternoon, spent the evening with the wife, did some cards, just kind of unpacked everything, kind of re-looked at everything that I brought back with me. And a lot of people are asking, okay, now what? What happens now? And I'll go through some of that, and then I'll show you some cards. I'll give you better looks than maybe you've had yet and show you some of this stuff that I have with me. The basic premise is that I have a 2/3 interest. Chris Sewell has a 1/3 interest, so kind of 2/3 of everything is with me. And so we basically made a big stack of stuff and valued it and got it to where it was fair. By the way, the best part about this whole thing, before I get into the details, is the people that I got to hang out with. Tuesday was top 3 hobby days of my life. And I'm trying to think what really beats it, but hard to put something at number 1. But one of the best days in the hobby I've ever had, because it was so much fun. John was amazing. And anytime I get to spend time with John in person, I'm a happy guy. He and I think a lot alike and get excited about the same kind of goofy stuff in the hobby. And that makes us very kindred spirits and very easy to get along with. Chris Sewell was unbelievably easy to work with. He was insanely fair. And I think he ended up very happy. I was happy. That's the perfect ending of that scenario. And now it just keeps going, which I'll get into in a little bit of what we're doing and how it's all going to work. But it was so fantastic, and Chris was blown away, and we had a great time with him. It's like he didn't want to leave Tuesday night. After we got done with the live stream, he kept, he had a 2-hour drive to go home, and he kept hanging around, and we just kept talking cards, and we just hanging out and having fun. So great to spend time with him. And then of course Joe Silver Jackify, he was close enough where he could come over, and he wanted to pick up a Grail card of his own, and he was able to do that. He bought the green Gehrig, and so he got some other stuff, which was cool to see him just as excited about the little stuff that he got that I'm not going to, he'll show you on a video, but he was just excited about that as the Roo. That's what a collector is. He's just happy to get new stuff, and it's cool and fun, and I love that. So Joe was always fun to hang out with him. So now what? I got a big pile of cards literally sitting right here. I've got probably 1,068 tops. Here's the Lou Piniella, not really his rookie. I've got to put these in order. This is going to be the start of a 68 top set for me that's going to be in a binder. So I got basically all the stars have been pulled. These are all commons, and that was just put in my pile. All of the Gaudy relic set that we had was put in my pile. So basically anything in my pile or Chris's pile is ours now. We can do with what we want. We can sell it, we can keep it, we can do whatever. So I'll show you some more cards from my pile here in a minute. What else? I got a 75 top set that's like freaking gorgeous. I've got a 78 top set. I've got an 80 top set. I've got an 81 top set. I've got an 83 Donruss set. I've got a 81 Fleer set. I've got Drake's 81 set. Just little stuff, weird, all this stuff that's in my pile. And I got a lion's share of the stuff that had already been graded. Then, while we were there, we made 2 other distinct piles. There were our own individual piles, and then there was a pile that's for grading. And probably 600 to 800 cards, I would guess, in total that we are going to grade. And it totally makes sense to grade these cards. They were so sharp. There's so many of them. And even the big cards, that the Gaudis and the DeLongs that are not in great shape, they're better graded than not graded. And so I'm getting a lot of questions of people, I'll just buy them raw, or whatever. Like, we can't afford to do this raw. We're not going to do it because if we do sell them raw, we're sending 5,000+ cards to Greg Morris and consigning them through them. because he will get top dollar. Nobody questions that in the hobby. It's just true. And these are really, really sharp. And so they're the kinds of things that he will be able, that his service will be able to kind of do the best for. And it saves us a absolute crap ton of time. They have a just absolutely amazing system. Just, they know how to do it really quick, really efficient. So we were going to have multiple orders going out to Greg Morris for those cards to be sold. It's the stuff that was really great, but maybe not grade worthy. There's still, again, 600 to 800 cards that are grading worthy. I sent off my first PSA order this morning. I expressed I'm doing an express level on some of the cards, like the Red Cobb and the Satchel Paige 53 Tops, the 39 Play Ball DiMaggio, T206 Nap Lajoie, T206 Cy Young, and a Hank Greenberg, and the 29 Cash-In Lou Gehrig. So I think it was like 7 cards. So those are on their way to PSA already on an express level. The rest of the stuff's going to be kind of done in order. Over the next few months, every couple of weeks, I'm going to send off 50 cards or so of my part. Chris has a bunch to be graded. So we just did 2/3, 1/3 of just the number of cards, because the grading fee should be more or less the same. And I'm taking 2/3 of that expense. He's taking the other third and paying for those. And we're going to track it just to make sure, like, if I end up spending a lot less than him, I want to true up and make that fair. But we think we're going to be pretty close. And again, both of us are just like, okay, we'll work it out. Like, none of us are sweating it and worried about it. We know we're going to treat each other right and do it fair. There are, and then whatever Greg Morris sells for, it's going to be 2/3 me, 1/3 him. Whatever the graded card, when the graded cards start coming back, we'll start figuring out how to get rid of those. Maybe some of them we keep. I'd love the 39 DiMaggio. I don't know if it comes back. Basically, if some of these cards come back that are graded high, they'll be too expensive for me to keep, meaning I can't afford to keep them. That's true on some of these cards that we already have graded, and I'll show you that here in a second. So overall, absolutely home run of an experience. Great hanging out with my friends. So many of you were on the live stream. It was fantastic to interact and let you guys kind of be with us while we were there messing with all those cards. So let me kind of show you some stuff that I brought back, and there you go. Let me know what you think down below. Hang on. All right, so I got stacks and gobs and cards everywhere, so I'm going to try not to knock anything down. There's just a 33 Gowdy, Jimmy Fox, Rogers Hornsby. These have been sold already, actually. I got a box. This is all cards to be graded. I might be an SGC 6, but my wife is a PSA 10. That is 100% true now. Knocking over Mr. Clemente. Sorry, sir. So again, these are all cards to be graded. So in here, there's everything from 72 Topps Football high numbers to tons and tons of Gowdy Hall of Famers. There's another Jimmy Fox. That's Diamond Stars. There's some Diamond Stars. Let's see. Tons of Diamond Stars and DeLongs. There's going to be DeLongs in here. More Gowdies. Just non-stop. Okay, so that's what, basically I'm separating these out and kind of putting them into stacks and putting them on a spreadsheet so we can track them. The second box is more of the same, really. It's all... I'll grab a stack. There's another Fox, a pretty beat up one. That's like a easy one. But Rick Farrell, Hack Wilson, Goose Goslin, right? So Hornsby. Then there's Reggie rookies, right? I'll do those. The Munson rookies, 55 Berra, 53, 61 Koufax, some more, and then it gets into more and more Gowdies, stuff like that. Here's a Pete Rose, 68, another one like crazy sharp, right? Yastrzemski, usual. So there's a bunch of 64 stand-ups, Maz, Mays, K-line, 3 K-lines, one Koufax, Drysdale, Banks, usual rookie, Sport Kings, Carl Hubble, right? So that's just, all these are to be graded. And so I'll do all that. Beautiful. That's for me. I'm actually going to grade that for myself. 60 Fleer Gehrig. That is gorgeous. Yeah. And then there's the big boys, right? I'll give you guys a better look at these. And I'll tell you kind of my mindset on a lot of this is there are really 4 cards that I really want to keep. And we'll do those last. But I got a number 92 Gehrig 33 and a 4. So I'll be selling that. So my mindset is I have a 2 in this card. And you say, well, Mike, why wouldn't you upgrade to a 4? It's a better card and just sell your 2. I get the logic of that. I'm not always logical. And the 2 for me is a meaningful card because it was the first really big vintage card that I ever bought, was this card and a PSA 2. And, you know, to me, the nostalgia of that, the meaningfulness of that matters more than the number grade on the card. Period, paragraph. And so I have one, and it's fine. I don't need the 4. I can sell the 4, right? And that's another thing. You can't keep everything. So this is the 34 Gaudy and a 4, the green. And this has actually already been sold. In fact, I just sold it like 10 minutes ago to a player to be named later. Then I have the Red Ruth here in a 2.5. That will be sold. Again, I'd love to keep it, but again, you can't keep everything. Here's the yellow Ruth in a 2.5. And that'll be sold as well. So basically 3 of the 4 of the, well, all these were for sale. One of them's already sold. So that's pretty good. And here's the 4 cards I want to keep. And it starts with this one, the 39 Play Ball Ted Williams and a 4. This is a 300 Great Cards card, and it's a just great card, period. I'd love to have one of these in the collection. So hopefully going to be able to keep that. The yellow Ruth and a 2, the Gehrig, sorry, 34 Gaudy Gehrig and a 2. I have the green already, which is why that one was for sale. But the other one, the green that I have, again, has a great story behind it and matters to me more. Even though mine's only a 1.5, it's a great story and it means more to me. So this one, I don't have this card. 2 is a perfect grade for me, meaning it's not a crazy expensive card, and I can probably afford to keep that. Then there's the 33 Ruth number 144. This is easily my favorite Ruth of the Gaudis, and this has always been the one that if I could only have one, this would be it of the 4. And so I now have it, and so this is hopefully going to stay here. And then this is going to stay here no matter what. Pretty much no matter how this goes, good, bad, or indifferent, I'm going to keep this card. And that is the 33 DeLong, of course, Lou Gehrig in a SGC 2.5. And it's just gorgeous. It's a gorgeous card. Kind of got my Grail, not the old-fashioned way, I guess. And I hate the word Grail card. This is just a meaningful card. I just love it. It's not a Grail. I love it. So, yeah, that would not be a bad little, bad additions to the collection there out of this whole deal. And, yeah, I got to make some great memories and get some of these cards out to other collectors. And so now begins the process, and it will take a little bit of time, and that's okay. And, yeah, that's where we're at. So that's what's next. And we'll keep you guys informed of what's going on going forward. And thanks, everybody, for following along the journey. We'll talk to you guys soon. Keep collecting.